Hi guys, it's been a while, and wow, something so effed up made me have to come right back to doing a special video in this case for something that I never thought I would live to see happen. There is a company out there who just out Nintendo'd the big red N, and from an unexpected source, Interplay. Now, if you're not familiar with who Interplay is, they're famously known for Earthworm Jim. However, they're also known for Clay Fighter. The reason why I said they have out Nintendo'd the big red N is because, defying all logic, they have decided to go after Basara-kun for his Mugen full game involving Clay Fighter and the characters that he's made with Clay Fighter. And the lawyer with Interplay decided to send a cease and desist linking everything related to him and even some things not related to him. But because of the majority of the content that the lawyer found involved his stuff, they labeled him as part of the problem. Now, you see, for some of you who may or may not know, back in 2007 or 2008 is one of those 2 years, right around the time I got started doing my stage making career somewhere in that area. There was a little bit of an issue between Capcom and SNK with people in the Mugen community using their creations that was licensed by Capcom and SNK in the Mugen engine. And a lot of people were having worries that Capcom and SNK might work together to kind of just shut the entire thing down so Mugen would cease to be. And it was trying to determine whether or not it would be fan art. Well, Capcom and SNK gave the blessing of everyone and considered that everything that was being done with the engine that involved their IPs and their characters and backdrops or whatever was considered fan art. And that was a big sigh of relief. And in the years since then, there were other companies that dipped their hand into it, but also left the Mugen community alone. Even Nintendo doesn't go after the Mugen community. Just think about this for a second. The big red N does not go after the Mugen community, despite that they have Nintendo creations in Mugen. And Nintendo is very protective of their IPs. They have a legion of lawyers. They will do whatever it takes to make sure someone gets C&D'd quickly. However, they didn't touch Mugen. Well, fast forward to today, and Basara-kun dropped a notice on his Twitter for the now closed Clay Fighter game, which is also the notices on his site, and I'll go ahead and read it. Say, finally they won. I decided to cancel and shut off my game because of Interplay's cease and desist. There's nothing I can do to that respect. Yes, it hurts me and it makes me angry, but there's no other way. Therefore, to delete my game, I modified my site to erase references to this game and so don't have any troubles. My characters will keep there. Don't worry about that, but now will be more invisible, at least for a time. I will keep working on Mugen as always. At least with this that happened, I could rework on other projects I got saved here. I still have to finish Dr. Kling as I promised, but that will be with time. And after him, I'll see if I still make characters from this franchise. However, in case you want to make your own characters, you're free to use mine if you need a base. You don't even need to ask me for it since you're now free to use them. Finally, thanks to all who liked my project, play with it, and support it with all that happened. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and thanks for giving me the opportunity to give new life to a franchise that a lot of us believe was dead. See you soon. Wait for some new surprise release, and stay tuned on the forums. I post my Facebook and Twitter, Basara-kun. Now, if you've been living under a rock in the Mugen community, Basara-kun is one of the most well-respected creators in the community. He is one of few people that essentially got me more pumped into doing my own stages, even though I have yet to do a character, and I would love to do a character one day. But it's frightening that out of the many years that companies have tried and failed, one actually succeeded. And bear in mind, CEO of the company doesn't know jack squat about what it takes for gaming and doesn't even understand the fan base. They're basically sent a C&D on a franchise they haven't done anything with in literally nearly 25 years. So unless they had something in the works, the C&D was just uncalled for. And he even put up a message in the form of an email that even the lawyer who got back with him said that it didn't constitute as anything related to fan art, and still suggested that he remove all content from his site, from social media, from YouTube, and just destroy everything. Basically wanting to erase anything involving Clay Fighter, wiped off the face of the planet. Apparently, even though lawyers can C&D and do whatever they want, the internet's forever. The internet's going to find a way to keep that thing going, but it's going to be a lot more underground, like what happened with Streets of Rage remake and Sega contacting Bomberlink and having it completely shut down. And there is always a way. But anyway, with that being said, it's pretty scary. I say that as a creator in the community myself, who basically specializes in retro backgrounds from retro games. And that's about all I do. And I've never had an issue with releasing such things. And when it came to permission, I always asked for permission if the assets were out of my reach or this, that, and the third. But as someone who's been doing this for as long as I have, that makes me want to take a bit of a step back and kind of reassess the situation a little bit further. It's not going to detract me away from doing what I love, which is stage creation, which I still have somewhat slowed down because life, adulting, things like that. And yes, I'm still taking forever to release the final episode of, City Lights Anniversary Part 3 of 3. I'm still doing that with Ball 22, but that's beyond the point. It's scary. This is the first time something like this has ever happened and actually succeeded. And from a company that isn't even doing anything with their IP. Allegedly. Okay, we don't know that. They could be doing something, or they could just be doing nothing at all and just want to claim it. I mean, this is Interplay here. They had 1 or 2 attempts at trying to revive their own franchise, but that fell through. Nothing else was really done with it. They're just basically sitting on the IP, which up until I think sometime last week, I had no knowledge about this until Jesus Zilla posted it on Twitter, now X, about this, and that really brought it to my attention. So I did pass it around to a few people that I know in the community, and they had the same reaction that I had. It was a big wow moment. Like, this feels like 2007, 2008 all over again, but this time they won. Interplay can eat a bag of dicks. It's stupid. You send a cease and desist on a franchise that you're not even making any money off of. Granted, you still own the rights. It's your IP. You do whatever you want with it. But if you're not making money from it, and the people who are doing something with it isn't making any sort of income or revenue or anything like that from it, and it's just doing it just for fun, for kicks, but you got a problem with that, you're basically worse than Nintendo at this point. And It takes a lot for a company to become worse than the big red N, who has a legion of lawyers at their disposal and will bankrupt you for the rest of your life if you cross them. Yeah, I really did have to make a special video just for this instance because that got me fucked up. Yeah. This is D signing out. Have a good one. And hopefully the next video won't take forever. See ya.